Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whatever you are. My name is Adam. Welcome to this pre-sales workshop. It has been a month, well over a month, since the last pre-sales workshop. By the way, if you're watching this or if you're listening to this, this is more of a podcast, video podcast version of this. I followed up on LinkedIn. There's an article up on LinkedIn as well. And I got to tell you, this one's a good one. This is all about the reset. So let's step back for a second. It's been over a month since the last pre-sales workshop. Why the delay? A number of reasons. Increased demands on my profession. You know, I work in software. It's evaluation season. There's been an uptick in work travel. Like, it's been very, very positive, but it's been also a very disruptive time. So it's a bit ironic, but the timing of the delay is really fitting because there is a connection between the focus of this workshop and what's happening right now. And so the focus of this workshop is the reset, or the reset tool. Now, the name reset may conjure visions of a hard break, maybe a shift in direction. It might even be like to some smartphone users, the phrase hard reset has a very scary meaning. But I prefer something that's a little less scary, which is really just to set again or to set differently. So let's go ahead and dive in to this. So what is the reset tool? The reset tool is one that I've used more frequently in my practice over the years. I found it to be a really useful tool when I'm in a time of disruption, when I'm in a time of high velocity or high volume pre-sales work. It's a really great way to align or to help realign tactical work and strategic objectives. So the purpose of this tool is multi-pronged. First, it's really about, hey, how do I develop an improved situational awareness, or really about what's happening now? And then how can I assess and diagnose some root causes, meaning what needs to change and why? And then thirdly, how do I recalibrate and then realign against the outcomes that I need to achieve, the steps that I'm actually looking to change? And I'm actually in the midst of this reset moment right now. I mean, the pre-sales workshop content isn't the only thing that's been disrupted as late. I mean, I'm breaking the cardinal sin of content creation. I'm not posting as often as I should. But I'm setting differently. A few things based on observations, assessment, diagnosis of the happenings within my own practice. So here's a couple of ways I want to illustrate this. So for developing situational awareness, now earlier I mentioned I've seen a healthy uptick in business travel and general demands of work. Now, as a result, my calendar slowly but surely morphs into double bookings, triple bookings, time blocks. More work was happening outside of work, and there are a few moments I thought some deliverables might slip. Now, intuitively, I knew something was off, so I inventoried some common problem areas and recognized the signs. The signs of my calendar was just the brick wall of a mess. I was lacking in the preparedness, late work, potentially. So there's some situational awareness that I know says, hey, look, it's time for a reset. Now, to assess and diagnose some of those root causes, I'll start to use some diagnostic questions to get there. Here are questions that I find really useful. Now, are the meetings and tasks that I'm taking actually helping to advance my position on the outcomes I need to deliver? Am I creating space for myself to deliver on the immediate work product? Is there potentially a failure in alignment, a failure in organizational systems, or potentially both? And are the outcomes, what are the potential outcomes of any adjustment that I might need to make here? So I've learned for me that I need to be more protective of my calendar so I have the space to prepare adequately and the time to deliver quality. I've also identified a need. I have to adjust my organizational systems in just to ensure I'm surfacing high priority work items. The last piece is recalibration and realignment. They're super critical parts of a reset. They'll really help to actualize what have been diagnosed as root causes. It's the work plan to implement and measure the changes that need to be made. And it's really imperative that when you're recalibrating and realigning, hey, seek out some feedback from peers, from colleagues, from mentors. Now, more often than not, maybe you've got colleagues who are or have experienced the same thing that you're going through right now. And sharing with others is also a surefire way to, it's almost like force multiplication. It really gives you another perspective to help root out bias, and assess if there are larger system-wide issue at play here, or maybe just a gut check on how you're thinking about something. So when's the next reset? Now, I typically stumbled into reset moments earlier in my career. Admittedly, I hadn't really developed good situational awareness skills, and the process of resetting wasn't well structured. Most adjustments were retrospective. I looked in the rearview mirror. They weren't in real time. They rarely included outside feedback. But now I proactively schedule one every 60 to 80 days. However, sometimes I need to call an audible based on what I'm experiencing in real time, just like I'm doing now. And it also makes for a great companion for discussions I have with my leadership. Anytime I can bring out a reset tool and use that to surface problems with my leadership, it's a way that I can proactively direct the conversations. It also ensures that I am out in front of tracking to make sure I'm really aligned to the larger goals of the company. So you can download a copy of the Reset tool. There's a link down below in the description. That's all the time we have for the workshop today. Like and subscribe, smash those buttons on whatever platform you are participating with me. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and drop me a DM in LinkedIn or leave a comment below if you have questions or suggestions on how to improve the tool. Again, thanks for spending time with me today, and we'll see you right here next time in the workshop.